My mouse is squeaking, but it's
Oh.
not working.
I think mice are supposed to squeak, especially if you step on their tails. All right. So what we're talking about today, today we had a team meeting. Jeff went over those fascinating statistics. What my goal is to show you how you could use those fascinating statistics to do something that might create some business for you. I'm going to go through and I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it easy for you. So the reason that I'm going through the process, since I'm going to make it easy for you, is because you might want to do something a little bit different. Now that I'm thinking about this, it may be too early. Let me just see. Create marketing materials. If this is too early, I'll be... The marketing material we're looking for is called This Month in Real Estate. So the design library, what I do to find things is I just type in this month and hit search, and then I wait for it to go around, and here it is, This Month in Real Estate. And you sort of have to hover over it. That's 2014, that's not what we want. This is, so I wish it were easier, but January 2015, This Month in Real Estate. And there's two versions of it. One is a postcard and one is an email. What I'm going to do is, what should I do? Why don't I do the postcard? Just for, you'll see why. All right. So once you've selected this, what you want to do is click on Personalize, and we wait for the wheel to spin. Now, this is what it looks like, and what I would recommend that you do is you take that 2015 and we grab on to that little guy here to make it bigger, and then we're going to type in this January 2015 Santa Clara County edition. Now, the reason that I'm doing that is I'm proud that we're actually changing the numbers to Santa Clara County. I'm going to click on that up there, whatever that's called, and make it 14-point type so that it's bigger so that people can see it. The only problem with this, the problem is that it's a national piece, so it has national information, which doesn't really look like ours. Now, home sales, if you, those of you that were at the meeting this morning, are sales up or down year over year? Well, according to Mr. Hansen, closed sales last month were 664. Closed sales a year ago were 759. So our sales are not up year over year. Our sales are down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change up to down year over year. Now notice it moves it to a different line. If I want, I could scooch it, I think is the technical word, and that's it. Now I'm going to click on that number, and I'm going to look at, so the closed sales were 664 for Santa Clara County. Now and by the way, when I'm done, I'm going to make this really easy for you, right? You're going to see real easy. So what I want to know is, I'm going to use my spreadsheet because I'm too lazy to use a calculator. And so what we're going to do is, this is January. And it's not, something went wrong, please reload. I get that a lot. Sorry, the requested file does not exist. That's wonderful. So we're going to try it again. This is January 2014, and then this would be December 2014, and this would be January 2015. And if that really bothers you the way it looks, I'm sorry. But this, we're going to look at what was January of 2014. Closed sales a year ago were 759. hit enter. What were they the previous month? That would have been December. Is that correct? So that would be 1,007. Is that really true? And last month, which would be January, was 664. Now, for those of you that are like me and saying, well, that doesn't look right, and you want to check this, what we would do is go to the MLS. And this is good to know because you might want to be doing just San Jose, or you might want to be doing Gilroy, or you might want to be doing something else. So what I'm going to do is one way to do this is to go to new My Matrix, and we're going to go to stats. And what I usually do is click on customize, and I'm going to go for the past 3 years, only because I want more than 12 months, and I'm going to go number of closed sales, and I'm going to group it by month, and I'm going to hit and I didn't do two things necessary. I'm going to go back to the search button. I'm going to type in SCC for Santa Clara County. I'm going to click on residential, and we want just those, right? Single family condos and townhomes. And now I'm going to click on generate. And that's what it looks like. I'm going to click on data because I want to see the numbers. And what this says is slightly different from what I'm looking at here, but it says that January at 685, December of 2014, 1069, and 759. I agree with the 759 number, but some of his other numbers are slightly off. But do you guys care that I'm changing his number? 685, and that number was, and one of the reasons, I don't know why the number for December has changed, but numbers will change because of the more things are put in. So this is last year, and what we want to know is whether or not it's gone up or down, and the formula, does anybody remember the formula that I mentioned on how to figure out if things are going up or down? It's called the difference, DIFFERENCE, divided by the old total, right? Just a simple little formula. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the current month. This equals the current month minus last year, and that's minus 74. This equals the current month minus last month, and that's 384. So that's the difference. So this equals the difference divided by the old total, and this equals the difference divided by the old total. And then I'm going to just highlight this. And by the way, when I'm done, I'm not going to make you go through all this unless you've done something horribly wrong, which maybe you feel like you have. So, wow. So it's down 9.7% from this month to last year, and down 35.9% from December of 2014. Right? Unless, isn't that what it looks like? 685, yeah, that looks like that, and 1069 from December, closed sales. Interesting. Now, I'm going to watch that to see if those numbers change over time. But so now that we've done that seasonally, this says seasonally adjusted annual rate of home sales in the United States. I'm going to say closed sales of single family condos and town homes. That's all I'm going to say. Now, looking at the cheat sheet that I made, so month over, let's see, what's the first one? Since a year ago, it's not gone up, it's gone down. So I'm going to click on that little and I'm gonna get to the curlicue and I'm gonna spin it around. Just so if you're freaking out, what I'm going to do is once I fix this chart, I'm going to save it as an image and then show you how to send the image out to people so you don't have to do anything, right? Does that sound, people go, oh, well, that sounds a whole lot better. Then, but seeing how it's done, some people want to know how it's done, and so I'm showing you how it's done. It shows gray for things that have gone down, so I'm going to do that, making it gray. I like things to be justified in the center, so I'm going to do that. So we've lost, that's 35.9%. Wow, it's just hard. It's 35.9%. What I'm going to do is say, I don't know if 35.9% since a year ago. No, that's not right. I have to make sure I have the right one. Since a year ago was 9.7. Okay. 9.7 since a year ago. All right. And this is the 35.9. And
Get the percent side
minus and the percent. And then this,
now. Big.
35.9. And notice it,
Excuse me, I'm sorry, let me turn that annoying little thing on.
all right,
Then we won't be able to hear mine.
35.9 since last month. All right. So, wow. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is Mr. Hansen's, this is the price. So what did he say? The median price was,
650K.
this last month,
Oh,
uh,
756.
median sales price the month previous, all right, I have 752.
I thought you were doing the previous year at the top and then,
Right. I'm starting down here.
okay.
Current one, so this would be 725.
Yeah.
Then that would be 736. I remember that number. And then that would be 650. All right. So having done that, we know the difference divided by the old total. So what's the difference? So this, we could do it up here. Why not that? This equals the current month minus that month. And then this equals the current month minus that month. And then this equals the difference divided by the old total, and then this equals the difference divided by the old total. And and we're going to click on, that's not right, I didn't want to do that. Unclick, unclick, unclick. That's a percentage, and we're going to get rid of one of the decimals. So that means it's up. It's down 1.5% from last month, which is what looks like, and up 11.5% from last year. So, does anybody remember any of those two numbers? This is the problem of don't get, my father used to say to me, don't get old, right? And I didn't know what the alternative was, but I'm starting to learn. So 1.5 was this month to last month. So since last month it went down 1.5. Hey, this one went down too. That makes it easier, 1.5. And then I like to center it just because I have DDA. And then 11.5 from last year. So we go here and we do 11.5. And then we center it. Beauty. Now, home prices have continued to increase year over year. True statement. This is all we have to change. Okay? That's all we have to change. Now, you could, I don't know, I showed you how to do it, right? I've recorded, how many recordings do I have of me doing this?
But are you gonna change the dollar amount?
No.
Okay.
Why?
So the dollar amount should be, you see, I like to make sure you guys are on your toes. So the dollar amount should be 725, right? So why don't I just do this? And then I have to change a couple of things. 7:25. For some reason, I thought I was done. It was Miller time, but no. So, it's median price of single-family condos and town homes, right? Median price. Anything else? Anything I've missed? No? Arrows are all pointing in the right direction, everything else. So, I did a postcard. If you were doing this, you would, well, we're going to do save as this month in real estate 1-2015 is what I'm going to call it. And if median name already exists, please use another one, PC. I don't know why that one already exists, but I know why.
Is it February?
Because it's February. Save as 2-2015. I was thinking, how could I have another one? So how about that one? So I've saved it as February. We're going to exit the editor. We're going to say yes. And then what it's going to do is show us this. Okay. Now I can download this as a PDF, or I could actually, they would print it for me. And one of the things, we talked about advertising and things like that. One of the old school things that real estate agents do is they mail stuff to people, right? My plan for a sphere of influence includes mailing them something once a month. This could be something, and if you have everybody in your eEdge database, they'll mail it for you. They'll print it, address it, put the postage on it, and mail it. It costs about 80 cents each, first class. Now, if you do the math, how much would it cost you to mail it yourself? Let's say you went down to Office Max and bought the heavy paper, expensive paper, right? You come, you print it yourself, you buy labels to put the labels on it, you cut it, you buy first class stamps, you put the stamps on it. You might shave a nickel to 10 cents off each one, right? You might, right? Something in that, assuming that you don't jam the copy machine, that you know.
A piece off your finger in the cutter.
Right, and then, and of course, how long did all that take, right? So to just click on the box and let it go, you just have to add the money. But what we're going to do, remember I said easy, I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to say save image as, and that's what it, Tmire 2-2015, and I'm going to put it in a special folder called copy.com. And now that I've done that, because I'm going to get out of this area, I'm going to click on the dashboard just so I can get back, and I'm going to go back here to create marketing. And how about this? I'm going to go to email, compose email, and the two that I'm going to send it to, I've created groups. Isn't that nice? So when I click on two, it's going to show me all the groups that I've created, and I have how about Keller Williams dual career, launch, and momentum, right? I don't care about all those other people. And so now I'm going to click on, there's 53 eligible contacts, and I'm going to click on that, and they're all going to be added over. And I'm going to click on save and continue. So here's all 53. This month in real estate, and this month in real estate. Now,
Mike,
Yeah.
could you say something again about the use copy.com?
just a second. Now, the reason I put it in copy.com, and this may be more than you need to know, but there's a reason I put it in copy.com rather than other places. And I'm going to let it find it. Okay. I wish it would put it above it, but there it is. I'm going to right click. Oops. I'm going to right click again, and with copy, I'm going to copy the public link. Now that's kind of necessary for this to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cursor here, and I'm going to go up to the picture icon, which is that little guy there. And in order to put a picture in eEdge, you have to have a source link, which means you have to have a URL. And I had one, but it's gone. Let me do it again. And one of the things that I like about copy, there we go. Cool, go away. Go away. All right, now, is that there's a URL. And I'm going to click on OK. And look at that. Isn't that just beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's your contact information there. Could you add your picture and make that a fancy thing? Sure, go ahead. How would you add the picture? Well, first of all, the picture has to be a URL. Do you understand? You can't upload the picture.
Mm-hmm.
The picture has to be a URL, and it has to be the right size. And if you'd like to get fancy with your email signatures, make an appointment with me. 25 bucks, 50, maybe 30,
Discount, yeah.
something like that. I'll give you a discount, and I'll just kidding. I'll help you make a signature. So now that we've done that, all right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple lines, and I'm going to zoom up, and I'm going to stop the video for now.